Hi everyone, I thought I'd show you some jugs that I use at my house to help me to measure liquid. So they measure the capacity, how much we need when we are making things like jelly or gravy or I don't know, a protein shake maybe. So when we need to measure liquid, because we use scales, don't we, when we weigh things to measure things like flour, or if we're measuring porridge out for breakfast. But when we're measuring liquid, so water or milk or anything like that, we use usually a measuring jug like this. And I don't know if you can see on the measuring jug, but there is lots of lines, a bit like a ruler, and lots of numbers. So those numbers are what we use to help us to measure the liquid. So just like a ruler, if you wanted, for example, if you can see the numbers, can you see the number 200 there? So if a recipe said, pour out 200 milliliters of water, I would just go to the tap, fill it up, and then wait till the water went up to the line with 200 on it. And when the water reached that line, I would know that I had the right amount of water. So there was a word I used there, and it was milliliters. So a milliliter is how we measure liquid. So remember when we had our ruler, we used centimeters, which was a C and an M. When we measure water, we use milliliters, which is an M and an L, or an M and an L. And it's not that important for you to know that, but I thought you might be interested, or might wonder why there was lots of numbers on different pots sometimes. So even my water bottle that you see me drinking from every day, even my water bottle's got numbers on it with lines, like a ruler inside, so that if this is a special bottle for making something called a protein shake, so you put a certain amount of liquid water in with some powder, and you can see that the water I've got in here now, if I hold it nice and still, it's at 200 milliliters. Can you see that? The number 200, so that's where the water line is, so that's how I know how much water is in there. And you might have some even bigger ones. This is a really old one, but this has got lots and lots of different lines and sort of measuring points on it, but we're looking specifically for the one that says and an L, so the milliliters one, because that's what we would use most of the time nowadays to measure. So this one goes up really high. Reception, it goes up to 2000 milliliters, so that's 2 litres. But I don't want you to worry too much about the words, but I just thought that it was important for you to know that that's why then there's numbers and lines on measuring jugs, so that we can measure water or any liquid up to a certain point for different recipes and things like that. So there you go.